Okay, so what's up guys, I'm Pixel Sammy, and if you guys think my voice is still not sounding very well, it is because I'm very sick right now, but still I'm going to make this particular video for you guys to show. So in this particular video, we're going to talk about sliders, or more specifically, electronic sliders. Now when it comes to electronic sliders, you're going to get reminded of this or this, but all of these particular sliders cost like thousands and thousands of dollars. But today we're going to show this particular slider, which is called the YC Onion chocolate milk or the e-chocolate slider. Now just speaking of good names for your sliders, this is pretty cool. This is a pretty cool product name because chocolate milk, yes, I love chocolate milk, so I guess this particular product name really attracts me a lot. So this particular Chinese company has made this particular electronic slider, which is very portable and of very high quality and does not compromise on quality at all. But the price of this particular product is half the price of most of the big brands out there. But there is absolutely no compromise in quality. And just speaking of the transition, which I used in the B-roll session of this particular product, the transition is available for Final Cut Pro, and the link to that particular transition is there in the description below, so you guys can definitely check that one out. It is totally free of cost, so you guys can definitely check that one out. Now let's talk of build quality of this particular electronic slider. Now this particular electronic slider is totally made of metal, so there is no compromise in the build quality of this particular slider as well. As you can see, it is pretty sturdy and it is made up of really good quality, so I can rest assured of the quality of this particular slider. Now let's talk of what's inside this particular box of this particular slider. So it says chocolate milk on the box, and inside the box you're going to get the slider. Of course, you're going to get a bag for the slider. It is a small cushion type bag. It is very useful because it helps you carry your slider to anywhere you want, and you are not going to get any kind of scratches on the slider itself. Other than that, you're going to get a small 1/4 inch to 3/4 inch converter screw, which you can use to mount in your camera, or you can just simply add a ball head on top of your slider and just place your camera on top of the ball head. Other than that, you're going to get a battery which you can use with this particular slider, which is the Sony NP FW50 battery, and if you are a Sony user, you are definitely going to have one hanging around. Other than that, there is also a power cable which you can use to just connect this particular slider with a power bank, and it claims that it has almost 12 hours of continuous battery life with the power bank. And other than that, there is also a time-lapse cable which is there in the box, which is very useful for cameras which don't have inbuilt time-lapse feature. Now let's talk of if there is any kind of buttons on this particular slider. Sadly, there are no particular buttons in this particular slider, not even an on-off button. So if you guys are thinking of keeping the battery intact forever, it is going to drain out. They claim that it is going to drain out the battery. So if you're not using the battery, make sure to just remove the battery so that it is not draining it, because it is a very good mess if you guys just keep it on intact like that, and it is always turned on, and when you are going to shoot, there is no battery, so it is a very big disadvantage. Sadly, there is no particular indicators also whether this is on or not, so it is very difficult for you guys to actually understand whether this is turned on or not. The only way by which you can know is by connecting the app to this particular slider. So I hope in the future they actually add one on and off button so that it can actually help you guys to save up the battery life and just not keep the battery in somewhere else. Other than that, there is no particular buttons of this particular slider, but there is a dial on this side, this particular slide. This actually tightens or loosens this particular chain which is there inside the slider. What this is used for: so if you guys want to use this particular slider as a manual slider and not as an electronic slider, you guys can loosen this particular dial and the chain will be loosened up, and you can just move the slider forward and backward using the manual motion and no batteries. So it basically can be used as a manual slider as well. So I want to say what made this particular slider stand out. I'm sure many of you are actually wanting to know what makes this particular slider stand out. Now it is at $400 in Amazon. I know it is costly, but let's hear its comparison or just competitions on the internet. For example, Edelkrone. The only particular competition this particular slider has in terms of design portability is the Edelkrone Slider Plus, but that costs around $1,000 with the slide module, because the Slider Plus of Edelkrone is a manual slider, and with the slider module it is going to be an electronic slider, but it costs like $1,000 and it is pretty costly. But this one, without a compromise of any quality, has almost the same features and also is very small and very portable. So the portability is a great factor of using this particular tripod. Look how small this is. This is pretty small, but when you are going to use it on a tripod, you can just see that it doubles its length. So it is a very good advantage of using this particular slider, because very costly sliders have this particular feature where when they put on the tripod, it increases its length from this side to this side. But this particular slider just gives that same feature at half the price, which I feel is really amazing. And speaking of portability, this is pretty small, and because of that particular reason, you can easily carry this particular slider in any of your backpacks out there. And because of that, as you guys will know how big a sliders can be and how hard it is to carry out, especially in beach shoots and all. But this particular slider is very small and very portable and can be used in any of your backpacks out there. And just applying it on a tripod will make its length double. So it is a very good added bonus this particular slider has. So now I'm going to basically show you guys how to actually connect this particular slider with the app. So this particular slider has an app which is available for both Android and for iOS. So all of you guys are already covered in this particular sector. So just using this app is pretty simple. Make sure the battery is there on the particular slider, and then after that just make sure your Bluetooth is turned on, and then just click on the app, and automatically in 3 to 5 seconds it will automatically connect to the particular slider. But make sure that when you connect it, it is closer to your slider, and then after that you guys can go far away from the slider and all. But when you are connecting the slider to the mobile, make sure it is closer to the slider. So the app is pretty simple. For the video mode, it is a very simple and user-friendly app. So first thing which you guys need to do is you need to set the starting point and the end point, and the speed, the duration, the buffer time. If it moves left to right, right to left again and again, make sure you set that, and that is pretty much it. Just start the slider and it will automatically start moving on its own, and it is that simple. Other than that, there is also a timeless feature of this particular slider which is there in the app itself. You guys can definitely connect the slider with the particular cable to the camera and use this particular app by choosing a delay time, pause time and the photos, and just make your own timeless with this particular app. It is that simple. And here are some sample footages of how the stability and the motion of this particular slider is like. And I'm sure you guys will wondering that at the time of the joints, if there is any kind of jerks of this particular slider, I'll show the particular example in this particular area as well. And as you will notice, there are almost negligible jerks when the slider moves from one corner to the other corner and then moves backwards. So that is pretty much it. I hope you guys like this particular video. I have showed the examples also there. The link of this particular slider is there in the description as well. So if you guys want to just check it out, just make sure to check it out and just buy it if you guys want to. So with that being said, I hope you guys like this particular video. Drop a like, subscribe to this channel, comment down below, because a comment and a like with a subscribe actually makes a YouTuber's day. Trust me, it really does. So a little support from you guys actually matters a lot. So with that being said, this is Sammy and I'll be back with another video soon. Peace out.